you. Are you ready? Today we're going to talk about letter T and triangles. I've got a great big triangle right here. Let's count how many sides he's got. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to talk about triangles. And triangles start with letter T. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to make a triangle witch as well. But you're going to need a few supplies. So you're going to need a page with a writing road. You're going to need a place to draw and a writing road at the top. If you don't have a writing road, you can just use a regular paper. But a writing road is going to be the very easiest. Also, you're going to need some black paper. That's what we're going to make our witch out of. And we're going to turn this rectangle into some triangles to make a witch. And then you'll have a fun decoration for Halloween. You're also going to need maybe some orange if you've got it, and either white or green. We're going to use this for the witch's face. So you choose if you want a white face or a green face for your witch. You can choose either one. They're both kind of fun, but you've got to decide what your witch is going to look like because it's yours. We're also going to need markers, scissors, glue, and a pencil. So get your things to get ready. Get them all gathered up. And we're going to make our letter T and our triangles. So we're going to work on that. Okay, when you're ready, press play and we're going to get started. All right? All right. First of all, letter T. We've got to check and see where letter T is in the alphabet. Now, can you see what it looks like? Look very carefully. There's our letter T. And we're going to take this letter T and we're going to see if we can match it somewhere right here in the alphabet. Can you look very carefully? Let's look all the way across the top. Oh, I'm not seeing a letter T up there. How about a letter T on here? What about down here? Oh, can you see that letter T? They look the same, don't they? Let's try writing a letter T. Letter T is close to the end of the alphabet. Let's see if we can take our writing road and write a letter T. So choose whichever color you want. I'm going to choose blue, but you can choose any color you want. And we're going to write a letter T on our writing road. Now, we call this a writing road because when you're driving down the real road, there's a dot, there's dots in the middle, and you have to stay on your own side. The same thing is the same way when you were writing on our writing road. We've got to write in the right places so that it looks like a letter T. So we're going to need to go right up here. We're going to need to start right at the very top and go all the way down to the very bottom. Can you do that? And then let's look at letter T. It goes all the way down and has a line that goes all the way across the top. So we need to come up here and write all the way across the top. Is that a capital T? Do they look the same? They do, don't they? Now, lowercase t is almost the same. It starts with a straight line in the middle. We're going to need to put it right there. So right next to it, draw another line. And then look at this one. The line doesn't go across the top. The line goes right through the middle. So we're going to come right here in the middle and we're going to draw the line across that way. So we've got a capital T and a lowercase t. Now let's practice with one more capital and one more lowercase. From the top to the bottom. And then we're going to go across the top. Then we're going to go from the top to the bottom and right through the middle. Are those some good letter T's? I think you're doing a great job. Now, let's see if we can figure out what sound letter T makes. All right. We're going to take our letter T's and we're going to put them right here. There's our capital T and our lowercase t. Now let's look carefully at some pictures that start with letter T. What's this? TV, a turtle, and a tie, a table, a tiger, and a tooth. Now listen carefully to the sound of at the starting of each one of those words and see what sound it makes. Let's start right here. Tie, turtle, TV, tiger, tooth, table. What sound does that make? Tie, turtle, TV, table, tooth, tiger. What sound is it? Let me hear it. It's kind of a quiet sound, isn't it? It's not really super loud. It's kind of a little bit of a quiet one. Now let's see if you can find a letter T on our map. This one is going to be the capital one. See if you can find it. Look carefully on there. Can you find that letter T? It's blue, isn't it? Did you find it? Right there. There's our letter T. Now let's turn it around and see if you can find a lowercase t. Look very, very carefully. Can you find it? It's black. Did you find it? It's down on the bottom, isn't it? Right there's our lowercase letter T. Now you found capital, lowercase, and capital. Good job. Let's see if we can draw a triangle. Let's look really carefully at this triangle. It's got a line that goes up, a line that goes down, and a line that goes across. That's pretty good. Let's look at this giant one. Does it do the same thing? It's got 1, 2, 3. Has 3 sides. Now let's look at this one. Do you eat triangle pizza? This is a pizza, but it's shaped like a triangle. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. This one, if I turn it around, the point's on the top. If I turn it this way, the point's on the bottom. So we've got a point on one end, a line on the other end, and then 2 lines that connect it. Let's look at this one. A point on the bottom, a line across the top, and then 2 lines at the bottom. Let's look at our triangle guy. He's got a point at the top, a line at the bottom, and 2 sides. That's kind of tricky. Let's see if we can draw a triangle. Let's find our letter T. Right here, there's our writing road T. And right underneath it, let's put a little dot. That's where our point's going to be, okay? Clear down here at the bottom, let's draw a line across. Okay, now what we need to do is take the dot at the top, draw it down here to the line at the bottom, and then at the dot at the top over to the line. So let's try it. We're going to start right here at the dot, draw all the way down to the bottom. There's one side. Now let's come to our dot on the other side and go all the way down to the bottom. Look at that triangle. Can you do that? A dot at the top and a line at the bottom, and then we're drawing from the dot to this side, then the dot to this side. Can you get a triangle like that? Okay, try it. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn this triangle into something for Halloween. Okay, right here, we've got October. We're in the month, remember, of October. It's a Halloween month. Can you see all the Halloween things? Jack-o'-lanterns, ghosts, and bats. Those things are all Halloween things. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to show you another Halloween thing. This is something you can eat, and I love that. It's a candy corn. And you know what? A candy corn's a triangle. There's a line on the bottom. There's a dot on the top, and then can you see the 2 sides? They connect to the bottom. That is a triangle. So you know what? I'm going to take my triangle right here, and I'm going to turn it into a candy corn. Now, let's look at this candy corn for a minute. What color is the top of that? Is it white? So I'm not going to do anything on the top of it. What part is in the middle? Orange. That's right. So you're going to need an orange marker. Let's get our orange marker. Now, before we start coloring with the orange marker, though, What color's down on the bottom? Can you see that? Can you see the yellow down on the bottom? That one's kind of hard to see. Let's try this one. Can you see the yellow down on the bottom? And on the top, it's white, then it's orange, then it's yellow. So I'm going to color the middle orange. I'm not going to color the top part. I'm going to color some orange all the way across here. Okay, what color is going to be down on the bottom? Am I going to color the bottom part? Nope, because the bottom part's going to be yellow. The middle part is orange and the top part is white. So now on the bottom, I need to color it yellow. Okay, so let's see. Here's some yellow. We're going to take this yellow and I'm going to color yellow down on the bottom part. Does that look like a candy corn? Now that's kind of a fat candy corn, isn't it? Maybe we should try drawing a skinny one. Do you want to try drawing a skinny one? Okay. You know what? I think this time I'm just going to use the orange one. And I've got a space right over here. If you don't have a space, you can turn your paper around. We're going to put a dot and a line. Can you see the dot and the line? And I'm going to draw from this one down here and from this one down here. Is that a good triangle? Now what am I going to do on the top? That's right. We're not going to color the top because the top part is white. But I'm going to color the middle of it. The middle is orange. What goes on the bottom? Yellow. So let's get a yellow one. And we're going to color the middle part yellow. Those look like yummy candy corns. Do you like to eat candy corns? I think they're delicious. Okay, did you do a triangle candy corn? 2 triangle candy corns, a fat one and a skinny one. I hope you do candy corns. Now, do you have to draw a fat one or a skinny one? Or can you draw any kind you want? That's right. You can do any kind you want because they're your triangles. These are my triangles, so I did them my way. But you can do your triangles your way. And that's the fun thing about doing art like this. It's yours, so you get to do it however you want. Okay, now let's think. We're doing letter T, and we made some triangles. What sound does triangle make? Let's try it. T, t, triangle. Does that work? T, t, triangle. Yeah, it starts with letter T. And that's a fun Halloween picture. But it starts with letter T, and that's why we're doing it today. Now, guess what? We're going to get ready, and we are going to make a triangle witch. Now, it's going to be kind of tricky. Now, before we do that, though, I think we should sing a song about witches. If you're not quite finished coloring your triangle, that's okay. You keep working on your triangle. While you're working on it, we're going to sing a witch song. Okay? We're going to sing this witch song. Is that a funny looking witch? Look, she's got kind of a triangle-y nose, doesn't she? She's kind of a funny person. Let's get some witch hats ready. You ready? Witches sailing through the sky on their broomsticks way up high. Black cats howl as they go by, for this is Halloween. Ooh, ooh, this is Halloween. Ooh, ooh, this is Halloween. Boo! Was that scary? Did you scare somebody when you said boo? Let's try singing it one more time. Okay? If you're still coloring, that's okay. You can sing while you're coloring, and you just don't have to do the actions. Or you can stop and then do them with us, and then go back to coloring. That's up to you. Witches sailing through the sky on their broomsticks way up high. Black cats howl as they go by, for this is Halloween. Ooh, ooh, this is Halloween. Ooh, ooh, this is Halloween. Boo! Good job! That was a perfect song. You know what? Let's do one more Halloween song. If you're not finished with your triangle, keep working on it. You have a minute. And we're going to do a skeleton one. Okay? Now, skeletons, with their bones, do they kind of walk around funny? Let's do one little skeleton hopping up and down, hopping up and down, hopping up and down. One little skeleton hopping up and down, for this is Halloween. Two little witches flying on their brooms, flying on their brooms, flying on their brooms. Two little witches flying on their brooms, for this is Halloween. Three little ghosts are floating in the air, floating in the air, floating in the air. Three little ghosts are floating in the air, for this is Halloween. Boo! Good job! All right. If you're not quite done with your candy corn triangles, that's okay. We're going to put them away for a minute. You can come back to it, or you can push pause and finish them and then come back, because we are going to make our triangle witch. You're going to need to get your pages that we got out. Okay? So you're going to need your black paper first. Find your black paper. And the first thing we're going to do with our black paper is we're going to take it and we're going to fold it in half. And you might need some help from a grown-up to fold it in half. We want it to kind of match, and we're going to take it and fold it all the way down. Now it's much smaller. Right along here we have a bendy part. It can open up and there's a bend inside of it. Can you see that bend inside of there? Then we're going to close it. We're going to make sure we don't cut on the bendy side. We're going to cut on the open side, and we're going to cut right down here at the bottom. Just like, remember we made the point? We're going to go from the bottom of the open part right up to the point of the bendy part. And then this is going to be our line on the bottom. So we're going to go from here up to here. So you're going to need your scissors. Can you get your scissors? And we're going to cut from this open part right up here to this part. Now it might not be totally straight, but we're going to try to go all the way. So we're cutting at kind of an angle, aren't we? All the way up to that very top spot. Okay, we're going to take this now and open it up. What is that? A triangle. Can you believe you made a triangle so easy? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Did you cut that? When we close it back up, it's a skinnier triangle, isn't it? And that's where we cut, was from the bottom to the top. That was a lot of cutting. Now look what we have left. We have 2 triangles left, and we're going to use these triangles, and they're going to help us make the rest of our witch. So we have this big part. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to take this big piece right here, and we're going to lay it down because we need to make a witch face. All right, now you have to choose. This is going to be kind of tricky to choose. Do you want a red face or a white? This is not red. Do you want a green face or a white face? What color of a face would you like your witch to have? I think I'm going to make a white one. But if you like green better, you can make a green one. All right. Now, this is kind of a tricky part. We've got to make a circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper right here, and maybe we'll just draw a circle. So get a pencil, and let's draw a circle. Okay? Can you draw a circle? Can you see that circle on there? It's not very dark, is it? Let's try. I'm going to take something. We'll draw it a little bit darker. Now, if it's not perfectly round, that's okay. We're not making a perfect witch. Even our faces aren't perfectly round, so we're just going to draw a circle. After you draw your circle, we're going to take the circle and we're going to cut it out. So get your scissors. Now remember, when you use scissors, your fingers are on the bottom, your thumb is on the top, and we're going to open and close. Hold the paper. Don't let it drop. You ready? And remember, we're not making it all the way closed. We're just making little tiny cuts. The little cuts make it easier to cut. If you keep cutting all the way closed, then it's hard for your scissors to work. So you want to just do little closes, but not, we don't want to go all the way shut. We just want to do little shuts. Open and shut. Open and shut. Can you see those little tiny cuts? So let's try this on our paper now. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Now, sometimes the papers get in the way, so we want to take these extra pieces. Sometimes we want to take them and we want to cut them off so that they're not in our way, but make sure you don't throw them on the ground. Make sure you put them in a pile so you can put them in the garbage, because we don't want to make our houses messy. Okay, here we go. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Fingers on the bottom. The thumb is on the top. Hold the paper. Don't let it drop. Open and shut. Open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. All right, now we can close them if you're all done. Sometimes it takes a little while to cut out, and if you're still cutting, that's totally okay. You can even pause it until you get it cut out. When you're done, we are going to take our paper, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. I'm going to take my paper. I've got a circle right here, and it's not totally round. It's kind of an oval. It's kind of more like an oval than a circle. That's okay. We're not making them perfect. We're just doing our very best. Okay, we got an oval. And you know what? What does a witch need? Does she need to see? She can't fly her broomstick and fly at night if she doesn't have any eyes, can she? So let's give her some eyes. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw some eyes for my witch. Now my witch has some eyes. If you want to, you can use a marker to draw her eyes. So if you're doing a green face, you might want to do blue eyes or brown eyes. Or you could even do gray eyes. If you're doing a white page, you could do blue ones, whatever color you would like for your witch. I'm going to do pencil eyes because if I decide I don't like them, I can erase them. So you choose what kind of eyes you want to use. My witch is going to be a happy witch. So I'm going to give my witch a smile. You could give your witch a frown if you want, or her face can be straight. Whatever kind of a mouth you want on there, you do it. Now, I'm going to try to do a triangle nose. So remember how we did the triangle? We did a little dot, and then we did a little line. Okay, now I'm going to take the dot to the line and the dot to the line. And there's my triangle nose. You don't have to do a triangle nose if you don't want to, but it's kind of a fun witch nose to do a triangle. So you can try that if you'd like. There's my witch face. How's your witch face coming? Are you doing good with your witch face? Awesome. You know what? While you're working on your witch face, I'm going to read you a Halloween story about Pete the cat. All right? So if you're not quite done with your witch face, you keep working on it for a minute. If you are done, you can just listen to the story and we're going to work on it in just a minute. Pete the cat and 5 little pumpkins. 5 little pumpkins. Oh, I didn't tell you. Pete the Cat is written by James Dean. Such a fun story. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, what did the first one say? Oh my, it's getting late. The second one said, there's witches in the air. The third one said, but we don't care. The fourth one said, let's run and run and run. The fifth one said, I'm ready for some fun. Ooh, went the wind. And out went the lights. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Happy Halloween! Are they trick-or-treating? They all have a trick-or-treat bag. Are they going with Pete the Cat? What's Pete the Cat? Does he look like a robot? There's a robot and 5 pumpkins going trick-or-treating. If they came to your house, would you give them some good candy? Perfect. All right. Now, we have our witch face done. Let's take our witch face and let's get some glue. We've got our big, big triangle. Right up at the top of this point, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to put some glue up there. So, take your big one, right up here at the top. Let's put a bunch of glue. Can you put a bunch of glue right there at the top? And then stick your witch face on there. Okay? Can you get your witch face right on top of there, all glued on? Can you see that? We've got a witch, and we've got our triangle. And you know what? My face is kind of hard to see. I'm going to fix that really quick while you're gluing that on there. You're doing a great job. Now, can you see my witch face a little better? All right. We've got to make some more triangles. So let's put the glue away so it doesn't dry up, because we need to make some more triangles. So do you have your witch head glued on and drawn? So you're all ready with this part. Now, our witch is going to need some, I think she's going to need some arms. What do you think? I think she's going to need some arms. So let's take our 2 triangles that are left over. Okay? We've got a long skinny point right here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to come about right here and we're just going to cut right across there. We're going to need to do 2 cuts because we have 2 triangles. So take one of them very carefully and get your scissors. And we're going to come down to about here, about in the middle. And we're going to fingers on the bottom, thumbs on the top, and we're going to just come straight across. Do a straight line right across. Now, I have a tall, skinny one, and we have kind of a funny shape here. So we'll put that one down for a minute. We need to make another one of these. So get this one. Same thing. Go across. Now we have another triangle. So let's take these triangles and we're going to take the pointy part on it. Let's get our glue, take the lid off, and right here at the very, very end of our triangle, we're going to put some glue. Put some glue right on the end. And then let's take our witch and we're going to take that gluey part and we're going to stick it right on our witch. Now she has an arm. We've got to do that on the other side too. So let's get the other side. Get that pointy part. Get your glue. And we're going to put some glue right on the end. Get your witch. And take that gluey part and give her another arm. Now you've got a witch with 2 arms. Is she looking awesome? She looks really good, doesn't she? All right. Now guess what? Our witch is going to need a hat. Look at this witch. She's got a hat. This witch has a hat, and they're kind of pointy. They look a little bit like a triangle. So we've got to make a triangle hat. So guess what? Get one of these funny shapes, and look, if we look right here, do we have another pointy part? We've got to cut it right across here to make a triangle hat. So take it, see right here, it comes up like right here, and there's a point. We're going to turn it sideways, and we're just going to go straight across. Can you cut? Open and shut all the way across. Now we have a funny shape, and we have a triangle. Now this time, instead of doing it on the pointy part, we're going to put the glue on. You know what? Actually, will be even easier than that. Let's take your triangle witch. And right up on top of her head is where the hat's going to go. So get your glue. Get your glue. And we're going to put the glue right on the top of the witch's head. Then take your triangle and glue it right on top of her head. Now she's got a hat, and she's got 2 arms, and she's got her body and her cute face. You're doing a great job. Now, this is kind of a fun part. Get the orange paper, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to make another triangle. All right, but this time, we're going to just do it straight on the paper. We've got right here, we're just going to cut the corner off. Did you see me just cut that corner? And look, now we have another triangle. Let's come over to the other side and cut off another triangle. They're not big ones, they're little ones, because guess what we're going to do with these? We're going to give our witch some hair. So get your witch, and look, we've got a triangle. We're going to give her some witch hair. Does that look good? So on the pointy part again, you can do it right on the witch's face, or you can do it on the triangle. I think I'm going to do it on the witch's face. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there, and then I'm going to stick some hair on my witch. Do you like that? Let's do the other side. A little bit of glue and stick another triangle. Okay, if we're going too fast, put pause until you get here. Now we've got a witch with orange hair, and we've got a triangle hat, triangle sleeves, and we've got a body. I think our witch is going to need some shoes. We have these weird pieces left, don't we? They're kind of funny looking. This one got a triangle made out of it. Let's make another triangle out of this one, shall we? Let's cut right on this spot, and let's go right across. Now we have another triangle right here, but we're not going to need this triangle. You can use it for whatever you want. We have 2 funny shapes. They're a little bit like feet. And guess what? Our witch needs some feet. So right here on the bottom, we're going to put some glue. Get your glue. And we're going to take it and we're going to put some glue right here on the bottom and some glue over here, right here on the bottom. And we're going to take 1 foot and put it right there. And 1 foot and put it right there. Now, look at that triangle witch. I'm going to hold her up so you can see her. She's got feet. She's got triangle arms, a body, triangle hair, and a hat. She looks pretty cool. And if you want to, you've got this extra triangle. You can put it right on top of her hair if you want and glue it on there. You could do that if you want to, or you can just leave it just like it is. That is totally up to you. And you have made a very cool triangle witch. What does it start with? Do you remember what this letter is? Letter T. Capital T, lowercase t, triangle witch. Now guess what? I have a joke to tell you. Now don't tell your parents. Don't let them listen. Because I'm going to tell you a joke you can tell them. What kind of lunch do you eat for Halloween? A sandwich. Is it really a witch? It's a sandwich. That's awesome. A sandwich would be so delicious, huh? That's kind of a silly joke, isn't it? Because we eat sandwiches all the time. But at Halloween, you just have to say sandwich because that's what we're eating. Okay, so we talked about triangles. 1, 2, 3 sides. We can do a straight side and a pointy side, or turn it around and do a pointy side and a straight side. And we've got a really, really cool triangle. Now, if you're still finishing and working on your triangle witch, that's great because I'm going to read you a Halloween story while you're getting finished. If you're already done, you can put your witch down. You can take this witch and you can put her in your house as a decoration. All right? I'm going to read you the story, Room on the Broom. Now, maybe you've seen the movie. The book is kind of fun. This book is such a fun one. Look how kind that witch is. We're going to see how she's a very kind witch, and we're going to see how kind she is. This book, Room on the Broom, was written by Julia Donaldson, and Alex Scheffler did the pictures. Maybe someday you'll be able to draw pictures like this or write stories like this. Wouldn't that be fun? Here we go. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black and long ginger hair in a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off her hat. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat. But away blew the bow from the braid, just like that. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then, as the witch tied her braid in a bow, then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low. Then said, as the witch tied her braid in the bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the river they flew. The birds shrieked with glee and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back and beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden, from out of the pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on the folds of her cloak, I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the frog bounded on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Oh no. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and a witch with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eyes and said, just this once I'll have witch without fries. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched and it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, "Bus off, that's my witch." Look at the dragon's face. The dragon drew back, and he started to shake. I'm sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down jumped the cat. And phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh, thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's insides. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone. Throw something in." So the frog found a lily, and the cat found a cone, and the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They all threw them in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! Then out of it rose a truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch, and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. The end. Did they treat one another like really good friends? The witch helped all the friends, and then the friends helped the witch when she needed help. That's what friends do. They take good care of each other. Now, when you see your cute triangle witch, you can remember how kind the witch was to her friends. And remember to be kind to your friends, because that's what makes us happy, is when we're kind to each other and when we make a difference. And we all want to be very kind. Now, the fun thing about this is you now know how to make a triangle witch. And if you want to make another one, you can make as many triangle witches as you have black paper for and as you know how. So you can work on that. You can make some really cool witches to hang in your house. And you just need some paper and know how to cut triangles. Remember, a triangle has a point at the top and a straight line at the bottom, and then it has lines that connect them to each other. That's what's a triangle. And that's why it's so easy to make a triangle witch, because you're just cutting out triangles. And you did a great job drawing your triangles. So let's look one last time at letter T so we can remember what sound it makes. You know what I'm going to add on there? I'm going to put a triangle on there, because a triangle is what we're talking about too. Now remember, what sound does it make? Tie, turtle, TV, tiger, tooth, table, triangle. T, t, t is letter T. Have fun today. Thanks for joining me. It's so good to be with you. I will see you again. Bye-bye.